Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Paula and in today's video, I'm gonna share with you the luxury designer items I have sold most recently and why. I received a comment and a request of filming a video of the handbags I have sold recently and what's the reason for that. And I thought that it might be interesting to also include other luxury designer items I have sold in the recent months to the same video. Like way back when I started my channel, I have made a video of the most popular designer handbags I have sold and why. So I will link this here, but that can be like cringe-worthy stuff, I tell you, because that was, as mentioned, one of the first videos I made when I started my YouTube. And I'm not saying I'm good at this now, but yeah, watch with your own risk. I don't know if I recommend that video or not, but anyway, I filmed that type of video. And since doing that, I haven't really made a specific video where I collect multiple items of what I have sold and kind of sharing that with you. The 6 items I'm going to discuss with you today are items that I have sold within the past, let's say, 6 months or so. So basically started after summer vacation last year, so in the autumn, and then some items I sold in the beginning of this year. And I thought I would first share the handbags I sold and then move on to the other luxury items I sold. So there is 3 bags and then 3 other items. And then in the end, we can discuss a bit of what are my plans now for selling. Are there still something I'm kind of contemplating, or where are we at? The first handbag I want to talk with you about is probably not a surprise if you have watched my videos, let's say a year ago and so on. And the handbag I'm talking about is the Saint Laurent Le camera bag. It's kind of infamous already on my channel, and it all started, I purchased it a bit over a year ago, so this is not even like a long story. I purchased it a bit over a year ago, and then maybe exactly a year ago in March or something, I noticed that the glazing was seriously peeling off the bag. And I have made actually a 3-part video series of that bag and what happened to it, what was Saint Laurent's response to these, in my opinion, quality issues, because the handbag was not even a year old when I noticed the glazing issues. So in case you are interested in all of that saga, it's not really drama, but it's like all of that where I contacted Saint Laurent and like everything, I will link the 3 videos here. So go ahead and watch that. But all in all, that whole incident with the quality issues and all the comments I actually received in those videos where people said that this had happened to them as well, and they like got the bag exchanged and it happened again. It really got me thinking that this probably is something related to the bag's structure and the bag model itself, and it definitely can happen more and again and like get really worse. So this really kind of put me off the bag, to be honest, and also a tad of Saint Laurent as well. I mean, right now I'm not maybe feeling as strongly as when I was last August or so, but definitely for the handbags, I'm a bit more like cautious now. I haven't purchased anything from Saint Laurent since I sold this bag, but to be completely like honest here, I still do own a few pieces from Saint Laurent. They have 0 quality issues. They look pretty much the same as when I got them, and I've used them. One of them, for instance, is a wallet, which really gets a lot of wear inside bags and so on, and it looks completely perfect. So it's not all Saint Laurent items, and I don't think that all Saint Laurent items have like quality challenges, but that particular bag just, it wasn't meant to be. And I have to say that before I purchased that Look camera bag, I had been on a hunt for a camera bag for a while, and I tried to like contemplate which one would be the best one for me, because there is so many out there. I would even dare to say that almost every brand has their own version of the camera bag, and I just had this like image in my mind that it's super practical, very easygoing. My personal style is usually quite casual and laid back and relaxed, so I'm like, that would be perfect type of like style to me. But since I sold the camera bag, the only camera bag I had in my possession, I've started to think that maybe I'm not really a camera bag person. Like I haven't really missed that style of a bag. I'm not saying that I wouldn't ever purchase a camera bag, but I was just a bit surprised that I thought I wanted one really badly. I made an effort to search out what would be the best one for me. And then when I actually had the bag in my hands, I just, and when well, that was very clear, wasn't it? Like, exhaling, making noises. Great argumentation here, Paula. Just like top notch, really, really good. I'm assuming this is very informative for you guys, describing an experience with the bag. Like, yeah, okay. Moving on. So since I haven't owned a camera bag now for over 6 months, I haven't actually even missed one. So maybe it's a sign for me that I'm not really a camera bag person, or at least it's not forced. The second handbag I have sold is the Louis Vuitton Lock Me the Second BB. I don't know what to tell here. I am not drawn to Louis Vuitton handbags anymore. It's been a while since I was drawn to them. There is just like something. And when I got that bag, it's so funny because it is reminiscent, or it was reminiscent in the style wise of the Dior 30 Montaigne bag, which I really wanted for such a long time. By the way, I finally got one, so if you haven't seen that joy, I will link the videos of my Dior 30 Montaigne handbag. But I knew that it was kind of like a in-betweener, a replacement for that bag, but it wasn't like truly what I wanted. But still, I got it, like, go figure. I thought that it might like fill some kind of gap. It didn't. And the fact that it was Louis Vuitton and it had the big like LV turn lock thingy, it didn't pull me in. I'm really sad to say that, but it didn't. And I have really like, I have learned from myself, like, just don't force with Louis Vuitton. It's clearly not my cup of tea, at least at the moment. You never know what happens, but it's just something with the brand is kind of pushing me further away instead of like pulling me in, and I don't know what it is. But I mean, the bag was super practical. The leather is so durable in that style of a bag. I love the silver hardware. It fit quite a lot of stuff in it, so very like practical bag. It wasn't for me. So once I had sold my camera bag, I was looking at my bag, I don't know, stash. It's not really a stash. I was just looking at my bags, and I was looking at that particular Louis Vuitton bag. I was like, I've been contemplating selling that for a while now, and I knew that whenever I would get the Dior bag, I would sell that one. And then came the Celine Triomphe bag into the mix that got me really confused and drawn to it. So I was just like, that Louis Vuitton bag is gonna lose 100% for the Dior and the Celine bags, which I really wanted at that time. So I'm like, I'm gonna roll here. I'm just gonna sell this as well. So I did also depart with that bag last year. The third bag is actually from a brand I haven't mentioned on my channel in purpose for many, many months now, and that is Balenciaga. I feel like even if we would be criticizing the way that all of that went down, if we give them airspace, then we give them attention. So I haven't even mentioned them here. But as we are talking about stuff I've sold, so I have only owned this one vintage leather, like hobo style bag from Balenciaga. I purchased it with, was it like 80 euros or something, like with a very low price point. The leather was super soft and beautiful, and it wasn't really branded with Balenciaga. And I have to say, when this whole scandal happened and I knew that I had one Balenciaga bag, I was contemplating of like, how bothered am I now to wear the bag? And in a way, I was kind of thinking that bag was made in, I don't know, 90s, the early 2000s, something like that. That had nothing to do with the current direction of the brand. Plus, it's not really visibly Balenciaga. The only way you know is by looking inside the bag, pretty much. So I wasn't really feeling that the scandal was the only reason why I wasn't like reaching for that bag. It's just, maybe I have too many bags in general. That bag was just lying, not necessarily on the floor, but it was just lying in a corner for a while, many months. And I just felt that even if like it wasn't expensive, I didn't put a lot of money in it, but I just wasn't feeling the bag anymore. And I was like, okay, it wasn't really that expensive to begin with. Let's see if someone would be interested in buying it. And surprisingly, I actually made a profit with that bag. Something I wasn't really expecting to happen. And that really kind of made me think, because it was on sale for maybe a day before someone purchased it, that maybe us in the luxury bubble are not really noticing that there are still people who are buying and using the brand. Might not be the influencers, but definitely there are some out there who still care for the brand. And it actually made me think. I was watching this one quite major influencer. I feel like, let's not name drop, it doesn't really matter. But that person said, when someone asked about their Balenciaga items, ready to wear, handbags, shoes, what have you, that are they gonna sell their Balenciaga collection now when considering what's happened? And the influencer said that they are not going to sell anything, but for now it's just not ethical to wear them. So in my ears, that's kind of like, okay, this is a phase now, and then it will be over soon, and then it will be again okay to wear them. And they kind of continued with the fact that their favorite, was it blazers or whatever, are from the brand. So I'm just curiously looking at this phenomena and the cancel culture in general. That's how long will this last? And when this type of things happened, can the brand actually dig itself out of the hole again? Like, is there a way how they could turn this, or let's say turn a new leaf on their journey, where people would again feel comfortable in wearing the brand and discussing about the brand, and like, all in all? Because if at least one major influencer, but I would assume that's kind of reflecting on at least some type of common opinion. So if there are people waiting for this to pass, kind of, what's gonna happen? Maybe that's a topic for a completely different video, but I find this like super fascinating of like what's gonna happen with the brand. But yeah, that was the third bag. And now moving on to other items. So all the three items that are not handbags are actually from Louis Vuitton. Oh, yeah. So the first item I sold early this year was a Louis Vuitton shawl. It was in this kind of shiny grayish colorway, and I still do have some shawls in my collection, but the problem I had with this particular one is that the branding is too freaking visible. Like, I felt so self-conscious in wearing that shawl because the brand was so visible on it. And I think this is definitely something where my style has shifted within the past few years, I guess, that I'm more into subtle hints of luxury, the quality, aesthetics, and so on, not so much the branding. And I'm just very bothered if there is too many logos on me. And with that type of scarf, I would have never worn it to the work or the office or anything. But I do have my Hermes scarf, which has a big age, but it's so difficult to spot. If you don't know what to search, you probably have no idea. And I wore that every day for over a year now, and it's perfect. And it's still a luxury scarf, but it doesn't make me self-conscious. But that scarf was just like too much. So sadly, I had to depart with it. It just wasn't meant to be. The second accessory I wanna share is a Louis Vuitton cosmetic case in the PM size. Mine was in epi leather, this kind of fuchsia color, and I didn't use it pretty much. I wanted, like, I have the toiletry pouch 26 in monogram, and I wanted another like toiletry cosmetic case because I use my toiletry pouch 26 so much that I just felt that I need more. And then I was like, okay, the monogram ones are so expensive. I went with an epi leather one, which, by the way, if you are in the market, those are a lot better priced than the monogram canvas ones. But yeah, I purchased that pre-owned from the vintage bar some time ago, and it was in my drawer. I used it maybe 5 times, 10 times during the time I owned it. It just, something with it, and I think one of the big problems was the color. It was just too bright for my liking. It just wasn't for me. So now I'm kind of thinking that, first of all, do I actually even need more cosmetic toiletry items? Because I love my toiletry case. Like, that I will not depart. I love it. But in some instances, when we go to like longer trips, I will need another pouch or whatever for other cosmetic and or similar items. So it's for like longer than week vacations, that is too small. So I need something else. So I have been like wondering what could be a good one for me, but just the Louis Vuitton wasn't the right style, I guess. The last item I have sold are my Louis Vuitton monogram sunglasses. I think that's what they are called. I had the square shape in the tortoise color with the beautiful like decorations on the handles of the sunglasses. And I think this is a pretty easy one as well. I purchased those last year because I wanted to add a tortoise pair into my collection. And then I found a better pair from Italy last summer. They are from Celine. They are just perfection. I love them. And since I bought the Celine ones, didn't really wear the Louis Vuitton ones anymore, and I kind of felt that I prefer 100% the Celine ones, so Louis Vuitton ones were an extra. And I just waited for a while to see like would it be sensible to sell, because with sunglasses you will lose money, which I did as well. So but then this year started and I was just like, no, I want to like get rid of them. I don't like them collecting dust. It will be my mistake taking a hit a bit, because I did actually make the biggest kind of mistakes and learnings video of last year as well, where I touched upon this topic a bit more, of not really doing this type of, or let's say listening to your own doubts, if there are any, when doing expensive designer purchases. So these sunglasses were now my learning of hopefully not repeating that again. But those were the 6th item that I have sold within the past 6 months or so. And that's it. The question now is there still something that I own that I'm kind of contemplating in selling? Well, I did just make a video of this bag, which is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Bordeaux PM bag. And as this is my last monogram canvas Louis Vuitton bag, handbag, I have a keepall, not selling that, a handbag that I'm not reaching at all. Is that a sign to sell this? As you maybe heard from this video, I have departed with a lot of my Louis Vuitton items. There is clearly something that I'm just not really digging the brand at the moment. Like, there are certain gems that I own from the brand, but then basically the other stuff I'm just like, maybe not that much. So yeah, I am contemplating in selling this. I haven't yet done anything about it, but it might be, and kind of listening to myself explain how I'm selling Louis Vuitton, because I'm not drawn to the brand or the aesthetics or the items. Maybe that is my answer for this, but check the video if you want to know more of like why I'm contemplating this and kind of whatever, everything is revolved around it. But yeah, this is, I would say, the only handbag I'm contemplating in selling right now. I mean, occasionally I am playing with the thoughts, because I have 2 Lady Dior bags. Do I need to? Would I want to sell the other one to purchase another styled bag so that there would be a bit more variation? But I haven't even gotten to the point where I am with this one that I would actually like make decisions on that type of things. But yeah, that's where my head is right now with selling items, and not really that much, I would say, is on my hit list. That's where I am. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and maybe it was somewhat helpful to hear my reasoning behind certain things. And I feel like we are all individuals. We all have our own preferences, our taste, like everything is different. So if some of the items I mentioned here are your favorites, then that is wonderful. This was just trying to maybe introduce my way of thinking and how I have been dealing with my luxury items lately. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.